Hello, this is McCook's Mr. Bill's, and honored to have you here. Out here on the car, and anytime though you're on the road, you want to be thinking ahead just a wee bit and maybe have a plan B or even a plan C. Even though the odds of it ever being needed are probably 1,000 to 1, but it doesn't hurt to have that forethought of what you would do if something happened. Now, speaking of road rage, if you will, or simply people snapping. This last week alone, a woman got into a road rage incident with another car, and that car followed her home, and they killed that woman/mother, and for just simply having an incident with the vehicles. She was killed. Or a parking place, for God's sake. A man got frustrated enough that he took and killed 3 people because of a parking place incident. They tried to say it was Muslim and that it was a hate crime. But until they say that Fort Hood, until they call that a hate crime, there are no hate crimes in America until that one is called a hate crime, as far as I'm concerned. That doesn't mean you don't need to defend yourself, whatever religion you have, if it comes at you. I'll give you an example of the only road rage event I ever had in my life. I was driving to work heading to bakery, 11 o'clock at night, and a car come flashing its lights up right behind me. I checked the mirror, and I didn't know the car, so I just went on and made my corner, figured they'd go on down the road, but they didn't. They turned in right behind me, and then they got up beside me on the road there and forced my car into the curb. The guy jumped out of the passenger side with a ball bat, headed my way. Well, I kept a hunting knife. I don't have one nowadays. I keep a folding blade. About this long, though. I pulled a old hunting knife out and kept it below the window here so that if things got tight, I'd have a little bit of plan B, defense. And as he ran up with the ball bat, he reached for the door handle of my car. And I'm, by that time, thinking this is going to get serious. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, what are my other options? Well, just as his hand either touched or nearly touched my door handle, the driver of that car, he got out of his door and started yelling at him, "He's not the one, he's not the one." Well, the guy turned around and ran back, and they both jumped in the car and they took off. But rest assured, this knife looked awful short compared to that ball bat. But I'd have stayed in here. I didn't lock the door so he wouldn't just have bust the window. I figured when he opened the door, he'd be reaching in to get me because he couldn't hit me well at all inside here with a ball bat out there. And when he reached in to get me, the knife would stay hidden and concealed until he reached in, and then I'd shove that knife through his hand or through his arm, and that would pretty much solve the problem, I would hope, for him. But I still had another one to fight after him, too. So it would have been a tough battle that night, without question. Nowadays, I've switched over. Not that I don't still carry a blade, but I have tear gas. A tear gas says whoever's going to fight you is going to have to do it blind and having a real hard time breathing. That gives you a lot better odds of surviving or maybe even winning the battle. And you can get a nice good chunk of tear gas here, 4 ounce, for about $12, and that's worth its weight in gold. Now, just because you have it doesn't mean you know how to use it. I would always advise you to take and buy 2 and test one out. Learn how to use it best and what its limitations are. This is McCook's Mr. Bill wanting to keep you safe so that you can come back and visit me once in a while here on Donzie 52. Rate this film.